Hi folks, we're going to take a look at the solution to 5b on page 100. So what they give you here are the midpoints of the sides of a triangle. So here they are, and they want you to determine the vertices of the triangle. And I asked you to just determine A. Now in fact, which vertex A is going to be is going to depend on how you draw your diagram. So I'll find one of the vertices, and if you happen to find another one, the method's the same. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing a picture here, and again, I'm not going to make any effort to try to be exact because the diagram is just going to be a guide. So let's say I've got A, B, and C. Okay, and what I'm given are the midpoints to each of these three sides. Okay, so I'll call this D. So for 1, E, -2, 3, and 1, -4. So again, this is not at all an accurate diagram, but again, I'm just using it as a guide. Okay, and our goal is to find, well here, this one that I called A, but like I said, could very well be that you might have called this one A, and so you'll find a different point. Now, there's actually several ways to solve this problem, and what I'm going to do is use the method that I think is the most straightforward. Might not actually be the quickest method, but again, the one that probably involves the least amount of thinking. And the idea that I'm going to use here is if I want to find point A, I'm going to find it as the intersection of the sides AB and AC. So my goal is to find a line to represent the side AB, another equation of a line to find the side AC, and then find the point of intersection of those two lines. Now, why am I able to find equations for these lines? Well, it's because I know a point on the line, because here I have this midpoint on AB for 1, okay? And I've got this midpoint on AC, so I'm good there. And what I'm going to use to find the slope of this line is to use the fact that this side of the triangle has to be parallel to this mid-segment. So that's one of the things that we determined earlier on, that a mid-segment was always going to be parallel to its opposite side. And same thing here. AC is going to have the same slope as this mid-segment. Okay, so that's going to be my strategy here. Okay, so let's start with AB. Okay, so if I want to find the slope of AB, okay, that's just going to be the exact same thing as the slope between, let's call this, I forgot what this is. This is D, E, F. So the slope of AB is going to be the same as the slope of EF. All right, so let me go ahead and find that. So -4 minus 3 over 1 minus -2. Okay, and we have -4 minus 3 is -7, and 1 minus -2 is 1 plus 2 is 3. So there's my slope. Okay, now I'm going to use this point on the line, AB, which is 4, 1, the midpoint, to determine the equation of the line. Okay, so y equals mx plus b, and so the y value is equal to 1. The slope we found is -7/3. X is equal to 4 and plus b. So here we have 1 equal -28/3 plus b. And I'll bring this to the other side, and I might as well change this to 3/3 plus 28/3 equals b. So b is equal to 3 plus 28 is 31/3. So the first equation is y equals, what was it? Our slope is -7/3 x plus 31/3. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the line AC. Okay, so the slope of AC is going to be equal to the slope of DE. Okay, so let's find the slope of DE. So here we have 1 minus 3, and here we've got 4 minus -2, And so here we've got negative 2 over 4 plus 2 is 6. So here we've got negative 1/3. All right, so let's now go ahead and find the equation of the line. So y equals mx plus b. So here we're finding the equation of the line AC. So the point is 1, negative 4 that's on the line. So we have negative 4 is equal to the slope negative 1/3 times the x value, which is just 1, plus b. So here I'm going to bring this negative 1/3 to the other side. So let me write this as a fraction over 3. So this is going to be negative 12 over 3 plus 1 over 3 equals b. So b is just equal to negative 12 plus 1, negative 11 over 3. Okay, so our next equation is y equals negative 1/3 x minus 11 over 3. All right, so now that we've got these two lines, I can find the point of intersection in order to find vertex A. Okay, and again, I'd have to repeat this. I'd find the equation of line BC if I wanted to find the other two vertices, but I'm just going to find that one for now. All right, so let's solve this system of equations. Okay, so here's 1 and here's 2, and what I'll do is I'll use substitution since they're already, the y's are already isolated. So I'll just replace this y here by this expression, which is equal to the other y. Okay, so we have negative 7/3 x plus 31 over 3 equals negative 1/3 x minus 11 over 3. And the easiest way to solve this is to start by eliminating all those denominators. So I will multiply both sides by 3, and that'll give me a much easier equation to solve, because when I distribute, okay, the 3's reduce, so I have negative 7x. Here again, the 3's reduce, so plus 31 equals, again, 3's reduce, so negative x minus, and I'm just left with 11, and that's a much easier equation to solve. Okay, so I'll bring all the x's to this side, so I get to something positive. So here negative x plus 7x is going to give me 6x on the right, and here we've got 31 plus 11, so 41, 42. There we go. And actually this, even though we started off with a couple of pretty ugly looking equations, turns out to be pretty nice here. Okay, so x is equal to 7. And so now let's just plug this into any one of the equations. So I'm going to guess the second one's a little easier here. So let's plug in to find the y value. So negative 1/3 times 7 minus 11 over 3. So this just gives us negative 7 over 3 minus 11 over 3. And so what does that give us here? Negative 7 minus 11 is negative 18 over 3. And that's actually turns out to be a nice number. So just negative 6. Okay, so here, based on the way I drew my diagram, so again, you might have found, you might have called a different point A. The point A that we found is just equal to 7, negative 6. Okay, so again, if you wanted to find the other two vertices, well, you already have two equations. You would have to find the third and then find the intersection of AB and BC to find vertex B, and then the intersection of AC and BC to find the vertex C. Okay, so just to recall what we did, we decided to find this vertex by determining the intersection of two of the sides, and we were able to do that because the midpoint was a point on the side, okay, and the slope of one side of a triangle has to be the same as the slope of the mid-segment, which is opposite to it. And since we had the points on either side of the mid-segment, we could find this slope, which gave us the slope of the opposite side. Okay, that's it for this one.